Okay, here we're going. And I should have probably recorded before I did the
That's
introduction.
okay. It was a great introduction too, man.
Dang it.
No, that's all
I'll have
right.
to just
That's
type
good.
it up. But
There you
thank you for
go.
being here, Angela. And we're going to hand it off to you to take us away for the next 15 or so minutes.
Okay, perfect. I want to start by reading the definition of resilience. The ability to successfully adapt to stressors while maintaining psychological well-being in the face of adversity. That's a lot for resilience. I was like, oh yeah, I was doing really good. And then it's successfully psychological well-being. Crap, I don't know if I did that very well. But I went on a journey a few years ago. I don't know if you all know my story, but I had a knee injury. I mean, like no big deal, the first one, right? And I was just living my life and hurt my knee. And I put it off because I was busy, working, doing things, and thought it'll certainly get better. It'll be fine. I don't have time to slow down to take care of that. Well, then it slowed me down. And so I had a surgery done and thought, okay, well, this will certainly be great and it'll all be back to normal. Um, Injured it again. My Vanessa loves cats. I love dogs. And in the middle of the night, I tripped over my dog and fell flat on my knee on my tile floor and thought I was going to die. Went through, tons of appointments and just trying to figure out what to do, and it never got better. And they said I needed a knee replacement. At my young age was my first thought, like, what? I'm way too young for that. But I had a lot of damage from it. And I, again, put that off because I was busy. Don't have time for that. Until I could barely walk. And some of you saw me at some of those events, barely able to walk, but still trying to just, be resilient. That's what you have to do. You have to show up and do that. And I thought, well, that was really dumb because it cost me way more time on the back end of that surgery, slowing down, did not recover well from the surgery, had to have a revision. So I did all the things wrong when it came to taking care of myself and thinking about that resilience part. And what does that really mean to successfully adapt to stressors? I don't think I did that successfully at that point. Psychological well-being? No, I was miserable. I was in pain every flipping day. It was horrible. But afterwards, and I could start healing and really started healing, is when I started really thinking about that resilience piece. Like, how do people bounce back? I mean, I thought about sports. I mean, there's a resilience piece of that. If you're a quarterback and you throw an interception, you don't have much time to waller in your disappointment. I mean, you got to get right back out there and throw the ball again and hopefully do better. And they just adapt really quick. And I thought about that resilience piece in sports. And I thought, okay, so what does that really mean to me? I thought maybe just people had it and were born with it. But when you're sitting there and you got nothing else to do because you can't move, can't walk, leg is up in the air. At one point, I was in a machine in my bed for 6 hours a day, flat on my back. So it gives you time to think and just like stare at the ceiling and figure out, okay, what am I doing here? And that's when I started thinking, okay, this is this is something I can come back from. This is something that I can work on and build. And what can I learn in this time? What can I do with the time where I'm sitting? I mean, it also was a gift in a lot of ways because I did slow down. I was able to read, write articles, work on things. I mean, it really slows you down. You think, okay, so that was being successfully adapting to the stressors, right? Because I could have laid there and cried. I'm not going to say that I didn't a few times, but you get over it and you go, okay, what are we going to do different? And then I started figuring out, and we've heard this before, it's just like getting out of your comfort zone. That's the growth is on the other side of that, all those great things that we always say. It's fun to say it until you're living it. And then you go, oh yeah, it's real easy to stretch. But that's when I started thinking, okay, You don't grow when it's convenient. That's just doesn't make sense. You do grow when it's uncomfortable and you do it anyways. And we've all been there in different situations. So when I realized that, okay, what am I going to do in this downtime? Let's call it. Because I mean, I still had to work for a living. Did it change my travel? Absolutely. Was I mortified to be in a wheelchair at the airport? Absolutely. But if I wanted to go somewhere to show up, I couldn't walk through the airport. I had to take a wheelchair to the plane and off the plane. I mean, that is not a good, it was not a good feeling for me. I can just say that. You feel defeat. I felt defeated, um, a loser. Like, what am I doing wrong? How come I can't walk yet? Like all the things. But I kept going, okay, I'm still going to go to that course. I'm still going to go see that client. What am I going to learn? What am I going to do while I'm in this position? And how do I keep doing it? And I started thinking about that in my life as well. Like, where do I grow? How can I get uncomfortable so that I can grow, right? What are the things I need to push myself to? Where am I avoiding discomfort? Whether it's doing something that I know I really should do to help my business or my clients or conversations I'm avoiding. I'm got to quit doing that. Why avoid the discomfort? What can we do to move forward? Got through that. And then I said, okay, my setbacks are not my failures. That's just one way not to do it. And it's so interesting that we coach this stuff sometimes, or I've coached that stuff. But when it's happening to you, it's like that's the last thing you want to hear. And I had friends and family using my own words against me and coaching me, saying, keep doing it. Oh, it's not a failure. That's just one way not to do it. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that right now. But that was the reality of it. It's like, it's not a failure. It's what am I doing that's refining that whole process? What's it teaching me in this process? So that's where I got really excited about it. Like, okay, now it's kind of funny in my circle in my family and stuff when something doesn't go well. It's like a timeout. Okay, what are they trying to teach me right now? How am I going to be resilient? Because I had to do it. I had to be there and do it. And then I realized too that that resilience is built when you do daily things. How do we show up? What do we do every day, no matter what? And if you've ever done physical therapy for anything, has anybody had physical therapy for anything? Mary, I know you have. Karen. Yeah, I guess it's it's not one and done. It's not like, oh, did that this morning, I'm good for the week. No, it is a lot of keep going, keep going, keep going. It hurts. You keep going. You get better some days and then you regress. And it's like, okay, how do I use that in my life? How do I get better at being resilient when things are not going well? Because listen, we know it's super easy to be happy and in the right headspace when things are easy and going smooth. But, and we know that we really learn, stretch, and grow when things are tough because we come out on the other side better. What did we learn? How did it change us? How did we get better at what we needed to do? The conversations we put off, or the things that we just did not think we could do. Now we're doing them. So I really looked at that time to go, okay, this is what am I going to do every day that's going to help me get better? So one, I mean, for me, that was PT, and I still do stretches and stuff every day because of my knee, which threw out my hip, which messed up my back. Like this, the list goes on. But I know I don't want to go back to that. So I have to do things different from today on. That's that resilience piece for me. Like if I'm going to be able to walk and stand up and move and maybe run again, then I've got to do things different starting today. And I think that's what the reps taught you, right? That the daily decisions that we make every day help move us forward. How do we stay focused? How do we stay on the path? How do we not get discouraged and go, I quit. Like I'm not doing it. And that could have been an easy out for me very, very often because it really was a struggle to travel, to sit up, um, to sit in a chair for any length of time, any of those things. So it really became, how do I show up, whether it's easy or not? Whether it's easy or not, how do I show up? How do I show up for myself? Number one, started looking at that. How do I show up for my family? How do I show up for my clients, my friends? What am I missing out on because I'm miserable and I'm not um, successfully adapting to stressors while maintaining psychological well-being in the face of adversity. And I had written that down a long time ago and started like just remembering and reminding myself like these are the things I have to do every day, whether it's easy or not. The hard conversation, the PT, the decisions, saying no when I needed to. My friend Amy Wood taught me that that was a complete sentence. And I'm so glad that she did. It's like, oh, I can't say no, and I don't have to say anything else. No is okay. So I think that resilience, we can get better at it. We can learn to adapt quickly. We can change our mindset. We can change our focus. We can do the reps. And I'm only looking for 1% better than I was yesterday. And I think when I first started that, I thought, okay, surgery's over. Okay, PT week 2, like I should be running around the block by now, right? I couldn't even bend. I wasn't anywhere near the benchmarks. And it's easy to just go, well, then I'm never going to get there. And we do that in our business, we do that in our relationships. Um, and it's not smart. It's not smart. So that resilience comes because we go, you know what? I've got to adjust. I've got to do more. I've got to do this different. What do I need more of? Who do I need support from? Talk about asking for help. I don't know if any of you are like me, but I'm not good at that. I am not good at that. I mean, I could be on the floor laying down and I would like, I'm not going to call anybody to get me. I'll figure it out. Like, how stupid is that? How many times we do that in our life when I mean, I need to ask somebody a question or get some feedback on something or I need help with a decision, a client, a perspective, and we don't reach out to people that we know, love, and trust. Like, why? That's part of that resilience. For me, that was to go just to know when do I need to get some help? When do I need to um, allow someone to see me that vulnerable and help me anyways and ask for it? So I had to learn that as part of that. So now I've gotten better at the no and asking for help when I need it. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. And then I kind of came up with what works for me. Like, what was that for resilience? Um, Take action. Don't wait, right? Like if you're waiting for the right time, you'll find 1,000 excuses why this is not the right time. Now's not good. I'll do it next month, next quarter. I'm definitely going to do that article next quarter. Or I'm definitely going to have that conversation the next time that they say this. And we put it off. Instead, I started just living by the thought that if I'm going to be resilient and I'm going to be happy and not let these stressors, take over my body, I'm going to take action quicker. Growth lives where it feels hard. And we all know this. I know all of you on this call. We've done hard stuff. We've done hard stuff. And that's where growth happens. My daughter for Christmas this year, she got me a little sign and it's about mindset, but on the inside of it, she wrote in her handwriting, because I tell it to her all the time, you can do hard things. Love you. I mean, she knows that that's the message. And so it's right there on my desk all the time. We know that growth happens when it feels hard sometimes. I also realized I needed to focus on one step, not all 45 of them. That was hard for me. Like I'm just like boom, 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 boom. And for me, I got stuck and it became like, okay, what's my next step right now? What's the best next thing I can do right now? And then I can do that. Then I can do the next thing. The next one I really had to work on, attitude. I don't know if you're like me too. I'm telling you all my secrets tonight. Sometimes my attitude has not always been great. When you're in pain and you're grumpy and you're tired, the last thing you want to do is put a smile on your face and pretend everything's great. But it didn't serve me well to be miserable either and take it out on other people. And my responses were not always the best in that. So I learned that I can control that part of it. I can't control swelling or that kind of pain. I can manage it, but I can control how I react to those things. So I worked really hard on trying to do that to help me be more resilient. Um, Consistency beats intensity. For those of you that work out, I admire you. But I mean, my friend that works out is the one that told me that. I'm like, okay, but I'm not lifting weights. No, but you're trying to walk, you're trying to bend, you're trying to do all the things. Do something. It doesn't matter about the intensity of it. Just keep moving forward. Reminds me of Finding Nemo and little Dory and the keep swimming, keep swimming, keep swimming. Just keep doing something, and that consistency is going to be the winner for you. The other thing was the gift about when it's hard. Really taking a second to say, what's this teaching me? What's the gift? And my friend Robin Ramirez, some of you guys probably know her too, is the one who taught me about that. What's the gift here? What can you find in this that's good? Can you focus on that for the next 15 minutes, 10 minutes? Give it something. And so when I started looking at those challenges or stressors or hard things like that, it's like, okay, let me just reframe my mindset around what's the gift here? What am I going to do? What can I do different? Ooh, self-talk. This is horrible. I don't know. I mean, the conversations we have in our head are so important because that becomes our mindset. Our thoughts become things. I mean, it's why do we fill ourselves with all that garbage sometimes? So I really try to pay attention, and I'm still working on this a lot. What's the story I tell myself in my head? What am I telling myself? Because that's going to become the reality. So I've really been working on paying attention to that one. Next one. You ready for this? I know some of you are with me on this one. Don't isolate when things get tough. I am famous for hunkering down. Oh, I'm working. I'm not working. I'm hiding. I'm really good at hiding. But oh no, I'm working. I'm working on something. No, I wasn't. And you cut yourself off from people who truly want you to do well, to be successful, to be happy, to be healthy, all those things. But we're hiding, or for me, I was hiding. So don't isolate when things get tough. That's when we need our cheerleaders around us. That's when we need people that can commiserate with us sometimes. Mary and I were going through similar things at the same time, and we would see each other and go, yes, how's your knee? How's your knee? How's your hip? But we were going through that together. So don't isolate. Um, Taking care of your body. Boy, did I learn that one. Golly, you only get one. Well, now I've got a titanium knee, so I guess that's not like the bionic woman now. But energy fuels resilience. So pick your energy wisely, is what I have learned. A lot more of the meditation, thanks to Vanessa and people like Karen who have taught me it's okay to just stop and I don't know how to do it. That's okay. Just breathe. And I've learned that, okay, that's really important. And that energy does fuel that resilience piece. So we've got to tap into that piece. And then the last thing I did is deciding who you are under pressure. And under pressure, I've not always been my best person. And that's hard to admit and to see it. So when I was reframing that in my head, I'm like, okay, when things are tough or stressful or unclear, like any of the things that creates the stressors for you, what do you, who are you going to be in that moment? And I chose to rise. That was it. I'm like, I'm going to rise. I'm going to get up and rise and do what I need to do. Not beat myself up, not blame it on anybody else. Like, what can I do? What's that one step? So I really have been working on when those stressors come, what's my plan? You know, number one, am I breathing? It's amazing how many times we hold our breath when we're under that kind of stress. And then we don't think, right? So then the stuff that comes out of our mouth, either to ourselves or to others, is not our best, right? So like, okay, I'm going to choose to rise. I'm going to do it different. So those were just kind of my little journey about resilience and how I've kind of embraced it the last couple years. Um, November will be 3 years since my knee replacement. And I'm happy to say, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. I can walk. I can do a lot of things, but it has been a journey, and mine was everybody's is different. I know my husband had a knee replacement, and I mean, he was running around 6 weeks later, and I should have never compared myself to him in that journey for sure, because we were not the same. So I've learned a lot about resilience. I've tried to adapt it into stuff I do every day, no matter what that stressor is, and just go, okay, what are my lessons? What am I learning? Um, and I guess the thought I think kind of sums it up for me when resilience isn't built when life is easy, but it's built when you choose to get up and show up anyways. So that's what I continue to try to do. Yeah, that's
Yay.
me.
Yay. Let's come off of mute, guys. Let me remove our pin. I'm going to hit pause on this. That was awesome. I made so many notes. Anybody else with me?
Thanks.
Stop recording.
Fantastic.